Welcome to Health, students watching. Let's review several of the information that we've learned in previous lessons. Where should meat be stored if you're going to use it within a couple of days, students watching? And Morgan.
Somewhere in the refrigerator.
Good. And longer than that, you could put it into the freezer. How long should you wash your hands for, Aiden?
20 seconds.
Yes, well done. Now, I have a doctor here with me, and our doctor is Dr. Jackson. He's going to help me with several things that I may need help with. So, Dr. Jackson, I have a headache. What should I do?
Drink lots of water.
Oh, my doctor tells me I need to drink lots of water. That's a good advice. Dr. Jackson, I have a fever. What should I do?
Put an ice pack on it.
Good. He recommends an ice pack. If the temperature is over 102 degrees, what should I do, students watching? And Morgan.
Go see a doctor.
Yes, go see a doctor for medication. Dr. Jackson, if I have an earache, what should I do?
Take some medicine.
Good. I like that recommendation, doctor. I will do that. And also, he might recommend a warm cloth for that as well. Dr. Jackson, I have a stuffy nose. What should I do?
Blow your nose.
Good. And make sure I get that tissue in where it needs to go into the trash can. I could also drink lots of fluids. Dr. Jackson, I have a sore throat. What should I do?
Take my medicine.
Take some medicine. I might need to do that. I might need to drink some warm or cold liquids. I might need some cough drops. Those might help as well. Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Your advice has been very helpful. Now, as we begin reading today, we're going to talk about more what we need to do when we have certain symptoms and what our doctor might do for us. The first thing we need to do is when we have an illness is to seek this. What is it, Anna?
Healthcare.
Yes, and sometimes that illness requires a certain treatment. Read our next word. Carson?
Diagnosis.
Yes, a diagnosement, or a doctor might diagnose what we have with our symptoms, and that would mean that he's going to treat it according to the symptoms we have. Now, germs can be one of two categories. Sometimes germs are this. Read it for us, Cadence.
Diagnose.
Our next word?
Virus.
Yes, a virus is a type of infection that would be caused by a germ, and that germ specifically would be a virus. That would be our cause of our illness. Another cause of our illness could be from this. What is it, Josh?
Bacteria.
Yes, and a bacteria could be causing our illness, and there's a certain treatment that we could have if that bacteria were the cause of our illness. And then read this name of this lady for us, Madison.
Florence Nightingale?
Yes, Florence Nightingale had much to do with cleanliness and realizing that just basic cleanliness habits are good in preventing a lot of different types of illnesses. So let's open to page 63. We're going to find out what a trip to the doctor's office might involve and what the doctor might be looking for as he's trying to diagnose our symptoms and give us the help that we need when we're sick. So let's take a look at page 63. We'll start with our terms to remember, and Presley, you may begin for us.
Terms to remember. Diagnose.
Long I.
Identify a type of illness.
Long I.
Virus.
Good.
And virus and bacteria. Germs that cause illnesses. Seek health care. If your symptoms are severe or your illness lasts for several days, your parents may take you to see your doctor. He will diagnose and treat your illness. It may start by...
Not it. Start that sentence again.
He may start by...
Long E.
Determining if your illness is caused by a virus or by bacteria.
Yes, keep using that phonics. The word is severe. If your symptoms are severe, that means very intense. Asa.
While both a virus and bacteria are germs that can cause sickness, the doctor will treat them differently. When you have a virus, your body will usually work hard to cure itself. Didn't God give us amazing bodies? Your doctor may
Long E.
prescribe some mild medications to help you feel better while your body works to heal. Sickness can also be caused by bacteria. In addition to mild medications to help you feel better, your doctor may prescribe an antibiotic to destroy certain kinds of harmful bacteria.
Yes. Now let's pause. What word means to identify a type of illness? Morgan? It's what your doctor may do when he hears your symptoms.
Diagnose?
Yes, diagnose. Good job. How does a doctor diagnose your illness, Emily? According to your what? How does he know if you're sick? Adriana, help her out.
By diagnose?
Right. And what is he going to do when he diagnoses something, Anna? He's looking at your what?
Symptoms?
Yes, he's looking at your symptoms. Well, he can tell some of those symptoms through taking your temperature to determine if you have a fever. He can listen to your heart and lungs to determine or to tell if maybe there's a breathing problem or if your heart is beating very quickly. He can also look at your eyes, your ears, and your throat to determine if there are other problems. Now, here we have a couple of pictures. This first picture here is a picture of a virus. Now, this would be taken underneath a microscope, so you could not see this with your normal eyes, but this is what a virus would look like. And sometimes this illness or an illness that you have is caused by a virus. This here is a picture of a bacteria. Now, a bacteria would be a different type of illness or would cause different types of illnesses, and a bacteria would be treated differently, Josh, from a virus. So the way you treat a virus and the way you treat a bacteria infection or illness is a lot differently. With a bacteria infection, you could have an antibiotic that would help you out. Now, an antibiotic, though you can almost hear the word bacteria in antibiotic, so an antibiotic is going to go against that deadly or that harmful bacteria, but it's not going to work against a virus. You can't use an antibiotic against a virus because they're two different things. So antibiotics can work to treat bacterial infections or illnesses caused by harmful bacteria, but not a virus. So they're treated a little bit differently. Let's talk about some other things your doctor may try to prescribe for you if you're ill so that you can get better. Let's look at some of these prescriptions or things he may tell you to do. Continue reading, Dev, if you're doctor.
If your doctor gives you medication, it is important that you take only the amount he tells you to. Tells you to. At the time he tells you to, and as far as long as he tells you to, you should never take medications from friends or from people you don't know. Even if you and a sibling or a friend have the same sickness, take only the medication that's specially for you.
Good. Now let's pause. What is important to remember about taking prescribed medication? Students watching? Cadence.
Only take your own.
Yes, only take your own. Don't take someone else's. Even if it's a family member and you think we have the same thing, it's very important that you take just your own and just the amount that you're supposed to and just as long as you're supposed to. So those are key things to make sure that you do when taking medicine. Why shouldn't you stop taking prescription medicine when you start feeling better? So you think, well, I took it one day, my doctor said to take it for 5 days, but on day 2, I'm feeling a lot better. Why should you not stop, Caden?
Because your doctor said.
Right, and your doctor is trying to help you see that your body could still be fighting that infection. So you need to finish that dosage or for the length of time so that you can continue to make sure all of those germs are killed before you stop taking that medicine. So you want to take it for as long as your doctor tells you to. Let's look at some things that our doctor can do or that he might check on for us to see how our health is improving. Sometimes it might not necessarily be with an illness, just to make sure we're healthy and on track. Continue reading for us, Kathleen.
Should you see the doctor only when you are sick? Seeing your doctor for regular health checkups can help track your growth and prevent illnesses. At your checkup, your doctor will measure you and record that you are growing properly. She will check your heart.
Start again. You skipped a line. She will check.
She will check your ears and throat and listen to your heart. At these checkups, your parents may wish you have you vaccinated.
Good.
Vaccinated. A vaccination may prevent you from getting certain childhood diseases.
Good accuracy, Madison.
God cares about your physical body. He knows when you do not feel well and when you have plenty of energy to run and play. When you are sick, He can help you to feel better. His word says that He even knows how many hairs are on your head. He cares about your body, your soul, and your spirit.
Great expression. Pause. Why should you visit the doctor even when you're feeling well? Students watching. Asa.
Just to see how you're doing and how tall you're growing.
Yes, just to make sure you're growing well, your body is functioning well, and everything is on track. The Bible says in Matthew 10, verses 29 through 31, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows." God cares about you. He cares when you're sick. He cares about things that happen to your body, your soul, and your spirit. He cares for you. Let's take a look at, think about it, prevent it. Take out your pencil. Do you remember how sicknesses can be prevented? Let's list some ways to help prevent getting viruses or harmful bacteria. What is something we can do to prevent those things from entering our body? Kaden?
Wash your hands.
Yes, washing your hands is a good thing to prevent getting those things into your body. Your hands carry many germs. What else can you do if you get a cut, Jacob?
Wash it immediately.
Yes, wash that cut. Keep it clean. What should you keep away from your mouth, Presley?
Your hands.
Keep your hands away from your mouth. What should you do if you're sneezing? Jimmy?
Cover it up.
Yes, cover it. If you have a dirty tissue, make sure it gets into the trash can immediately. Let's have Adriana come around for us, and you may come, and as she comes, we're going to look at some common illnesses in childhood. Here are some sicknesses, and then we have some symptoms. So Morgan, I want you to start reading just down the column of sicknesses, and then we'll take a look at some symptoms. So Morgan, begin reading with our common cold for us.
The sicknesses. The sickness. Common cold, influenza,
Start that again. Start with a short I, and then a long U. Short E.
Influenza,
Good.
tonsillitis,
Very close.
tonsillitis,
Mm-hmm.
bronchitis,
Okay, let's start with that one again. The CH says a in chorus.
bronchitis,
Long I.
bronchitis,
Yes.
pneumonia,
Good.
chickenpox.
Yes, well done. Give me a smile if you've ever had a common cold. Now, I know these things aren't exciting, so you could also raise your hand if you've ever had a cold before. How many of you have ever had influenza? Sometimes we call that the flu. Several here have. How many of you have ever had tonsillitis? Some of you have, hands down. How many of you have ever had bronchitis? You've heard the doctor tell you had that. I see some hands here. What about pneumonia? That one usually lasts for a while, hands down. How many of you have had the chicken pox? I remember having the chicken pox when I was about your age. My brother, sister, and I all had it about the same time. So that could be a sickness that you have. So Dr. Adriana is coming, and I'm going to read some of the symptoms. And Dr. Adriana, after I've said my symptoms, will you tell me what I have? So Dr. Adriana is coming now, and you can join me right here. And then you're going to reference your materials there, and then you can tell me what I have. So Dr. Adriana, I have a sore throat, fever, swollen neck, glands. What do I have?
Tonsillitis.
Long I. tonsil?
Tonsillitis.
Yes. So Dr. Adriana says, I have tonsillitis. I have a stuffy or runny nose, sneezing, sometimes coughing, and a sore throat. And I know I've had it a couple of days now. What do I have, Dr. Adriana?
Common cold.
And she says, I have the cold. Dr. Adriana, I have a high fever. I have trouble breathing, and sometimes I feel like I have to breathe very quickly, and I've been coughing a lot. What do I have?
Pneumonia.
Okay, the P is silent, so just the N.
Pneumonia.
Yes, pneumonia. Dr. Adriana, I have a lot of coughing, and I've been running a fever. What do I have?
Bronchitis.
In chorus, long I.
Bronchitis.
Long I.
Bronchitis.
Yes, Dr. Adriana says, I have bronchitis. Dr. Adriana, I have a low fever and a headache, and I've had my headache for several days. I have a rash, and it's been itching a lot, and I've had my rash for several days. What do I have?
Chickenpox.
Thank you, Dr. Adriana, for helping me diagnose my symptoms. Now let's read about some things that we can do every day to help our bodies stay healthy. Continue reading for us, Cadence.
Everyday health habits. In order to keep our bodies healthy, we must clean them regularly. This is called good personal hygiene. When you are clean, you will feel better about yourself and help keep your body from getting sick. Because germs multiply in unclean places, you also need to help keep your home clean and neat. Keeping things clean will help prevent illness. Florence Nightingale understood the importance of cleanliness when she began the modern nursing profession over 100 years ago. As a child, Florence enjoyed caring for babies, sick people, and wounded animals. When she was older, she spent much time studying health and devoted her life to helping and serving others. As a nurse, she taught that many sicknesses could be prevented through cleanliness and fresh air.
Now let's pause. Where do germs multiply quickly? Students watching. Morgan.
Around your house.
Yes, or any unclean places. So that's why it's so important to make sure things are kept clean around you, as well as your own personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is making sure that your body is staying clean. Florence Nightingale was one of those who recognized we need to make sure things are kept clean. The more that we can keep our bodies clean, the more that we can keep the area around us clean, the fewer germs will be in the air around us, and the fewer chances we have of becoming sick. So Florence Nightingale is someone who began the modern nursing profession, and she started that about 100 years ago, and she recognized the importance of good personal hygiene. What are some ways that we can believe, or that Florence Nightingale recommended that we should do to prevent becoming ill? Caden?
You should, whenever you're sick, you should throw your toothbrush out that you use whenever you're sick.
Okay, so that's something very specific, but overall, we're thinking keeping clean, making sure things are kept clean, and making sure that we're getting fresh air. So those are the two things that she recommended, because she said these things can help prevent sicknesses. After we play outside, what do you think we should wash off of our skin, Jackson?
Germs.
Yes, all of the germs. And when we play outside, we become very sweaty. That causes our skin to release a lot of extra oils, and sometimes the dirt will collect on that. That's called perspiration. So we want to make sure that we wash that off. Let's read about keeping our body clean. Josh.
Keeping your body clean. When you play outside, your body gets dirty. The
Perspiration.
perspiration, oil and dirt that collects on your skin needs to be washed away. In order for your skin to help protect you from sickness, you need to keep your body clean.
Long A.
Bathing in warm water and soap washes away dirt and tiny germs. Your skin smells good because you washed away the perspiration that can cause unpleasant odors.
Yes, Arthur, continue.
Regularly taking a bath or shower is an important part of personal hygiene. Be sure you Adjust the water temperature before getting into the bathtub or shower so that the hot water will not burn you. You should try to bathe in a warm room so that you do not feel too cold when you get out. Always use a clean washcloth and carefully wash every part of your skin. Be sure you rinse all the soap off your body. This will out after your so that the hot water